Deborah, you are a prostitute's daughter.
We're live.
This just in. For the first time in recent memory, Ontario Knife Company does something right and releases the old Hickory folder. But will they be able to keep up with demand? And more importantly, will they be able to keep up with quality control? Knife makers from all around the world have been stepping up, from Nepal, Poland, and even Australia. But Australia doesn't exist. It's a psyop. Cloud Defensive redefines the light industry that they already redefined. And Council Tool gets choppy AF. I'm your host, Ron Maroon, and you're watching February's Knife News Update! This episode of Knife News Update has been made possible by our sponsors. Papa Bear Knives, handmade knives for the working man. Black Bear Custom Kydex, because you should be wrapping the best in the best. And Half-Breed Blades. They're thick, boy! What are you doing? What's wrong with you, Private? Well, I broke my K-bar, Sergeant. How did you break your K-bar? Well... I think the other thing that people don't understand is... I was doing some hood. Listen, the K-bar is a finesse tool. It's lightweight, it's well balanced, it's comfortable. It's not for beating on. If you want to do hood with your knife, you picked the wrong knife. Here, this is from Half-Breed Blades. It'll do what you need. Wow. Thank you, Sart. Now for the real reason I'm here. Why aren't you pulling guard? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now to our reporter in the field, Jake the Snake, for the rest of the details. Thanks, Ron. I'm Jake the Snake, down in some Kentucky holler on the scene with the news. We have my co-host Dax, who you will see in the background, and also today we have a special guest, Dixie the livestock guardian dog, who now likes to escape. First off in the news, let's see what knife news we have from around the world. First off, let's talk about some knives from Nepal, land of the Gurkha. Kukri House, or KHHI, has 3 new models. They are special primitive models made with absolutely no machines from start to finish. The G13, or Mark II, the World War, and the Service. Now, KHHI is a brand that I have experience with. You can trust them. You can't trust all the Kukri houses. I think that they make a great product. With each of these Kukris, the Kukri will receive a full documentary video, a short video of raw materials and equipment, a maker's biography, and signed certificate from the maker himself, and a Nepalese hat, scarf, and coin. Now, if you don't want to purchase a primitive model, of course, they still have all of their regular models. And being that Kukri House likes to innovate a bit, they even have Kydex and micarta. So if you are interested in Kukris, go ahead and give them a shout. Next up in the news, we have all kinds of news from Poland. Many of the world's best things come from Poland, to include really strong men and really good donuts. We're going to start off with Sheath handmade. I want to put the spelling of that in the below, but it is pronounced kind of like Sheath. Now, I will destroy most of these Polish makers' names and any Polish words that I even look at, and I apologize in advance. He's just come out with a partially hidden tang. I don't know what the exact term is for this. However, he's machined the inside of my Crkt to fit the tang right into, but he still has an exposed pommel. Now, I've seen this with, say, a Mora Garberg has a similar setup, but it's a injection molded handle, so it's a little bit different. Also, the Hogue EXF02 in my Crkt, or excuse me, G10, has a somewhat similar handle, but no exposed tang. This is really cool. If you haven't experienced this, if you take your favorite handle material and you wrap it around a full tang like this, it's really a comfortable deal. And he doesn't use any glue. This is a full tang knife with two scales bolted together just like normal. They just happen to round around. I think this is really, really cool. It's not going to get your hands cold if you're up in Alaska, and it's going to be incredibly comfortable. Now, the Email Epoxy Lab and Email Custom Knives has some new cross-cut wavy micarta, black and red twill micarta, and a new multi-carry tactical knife system. Now, I've been following Email for quite some time because his fit and finish is just absolutely legendary, but I have also purchased his handle materials myself, and I'll tell you right now, they are amazing. I haven't really found a lot of people that compare to his quality and his selection. He'll custom make your handle material, and it comes in flat as a board. So I pay to import it all the way from Poland because it's that good. Now, Kapuga has sent me some information. I probably absolutely, Dixie, butchered that name. Kapuga manages a few different Polish brands, sales for overseas and stuff like that. They have brought me news from MK Knife and Tool and Slilkowski Knives. All right, so let's get this kicked off. MK Knife and Tool. I've been following MK for a long time because of the amazing work that he does with handle materials and inlays. Just blows my mind. Super unique. Again, all of these Polish makers have fit and finish that is just amazing and perfect. They're all very innovative. But he has released new DLC coatings. These will come on the Nomad in Coyote tan handles or orange handles. They look absolutely fantastic. He's also released the Crowbar. The Crowbar is a 7-inch blade. It's 0.35 of an inch thick. That is 7/20 of an inch thick. Essentially, this is over a 1/3 of an inch thick. This is a thick. I'm really excited about this knife. It comes in Vanitas, Elmax, and Sleipnir. This is certainly a legend grade blade because these are some rare super steels, and getting them in 9mm thick stock thickness is wild. And he somehow still made the blades look very practical and utilitarian. I would really like to get my hands on one of those. Next up, Slilkowski Knives. Slilkowski Knives. They have the new Nessie and Sleipnir steel. This is designed to be a Polish one-tool option, kind of a big Nesmuck chopper, meant to do your one-tool option kind of tasks. It looks absolutely fantastic. I love the contouring on the handle. He also has a custom Mora in Sleipnir. Sleipnir steel. The custom Mora, wow. Freaking sweet. Only with a Mora can you take a $15 knife and take the concept of that knife and make a $200, $300, $400, $500 knife, and I still want it. Moras are that good, and this thing looks even better. Really, really cool knives. Again, all of these guys, the knives, the kydex, the whole package, absolutely premium. I love what those guys over there are doing. All right, and we have some news from the Land Down Under. Of course, that's a psyop. The Land Down Under doesn't work. Doesn't work. Doesn't exist. We have Half-Breed Blades. They just gave us a teaser of a CFK 01, 02, and 04. These are a minimalist knife. It's in the prototype phase. It will not come with scales. They have holes for a paracord wrap. I do actually kind of hope that at some point they may release scales for them anyways. Maybe just really thin ones, because I like scales. However, I happen to be a guy for paracord too, so I'm excited for that. These are an S35 VN. They're going to come in a black oxide finish or a raw finish. I'm super stoked on because everything that Half-Breed Blades does is absolutely top-notch. Now, Half-Breed Blades is a truly global brand, so they're sourcing stuff from Australia, Taiwan, Germany, and the United States, and somehow they bring it all together in a product that is absolutely flawlessly finished. All right, news from the tube. Outer Limitless, my good buddy Eric, you've seen him on this channel a little bit, has got he doesn't just have a toe in the knife industry or community, he's got a whole doggone, he's stuck in it, quicksand. He's got a few things going on. First off of is his Work Tough Chanto prototype. It has been renamed the Stinger because although it's designed to be a woods utilitarian blade, it's kind of pokey too. It makes for a good EDC or concealed carry blade. It's going to be offered in 5/32 AUS 8, AUS 8, AUS 8, AUS 8A, whatever it is that you call it. To go along with that, he's got the big boy edition, the Woodcraft Chanto. This has a 10-inch blade made out of 3/16" SK85, which is a steel that I love, and it comes in at under a pound. When you get into the 8 to 10-inch blade range with a blade that's under a pound, it's really a sweet spot for performance. Now, he's sold out right away of 2 runs of these with Work Tough already. He has a 3rd one coming. The next drop will be a gray-black G10 with red liners. Super excited about that. Also, he's working with a company called Best Tech on a new knife, the Best Tech Horizon, co-designed with Polish designer Komboff. Once again, I don't know. I apologize for butchering your name. And this is a 3/16" thick drop point utility belt knife. The prototypes are D2 and G10. The final materials are to be determined. Our next segment is Knife-ish News. I know you guys like things other than knives, so things that are often talked about that aren't necessarily knives are what we're going to talk about here. No, go. No, don't get your paws on me. You're spoiled. You're spoiled. All right, Cloud Defensive, as promised, releasing 2 new models March 4th at 10 p.m. Central Time, the MCH and the Rain. The Rain has a new head on it. I'm going to read you some of the, some of the nerdy specs here. And I have to read this, I apologize. All right, the MCH is their new everyday carry pocket fighting flashlight. Super stoked on it. Everything that Cloud does, they didn't just gradually improve on existing designs. They clean slate and they blow stuff out of the water. They are flashlights made for people who know what they're doing by people who know what they're doing. So the MCH with the 18650 battery, the EDC model with the EDC head, has it's dual output. On low, it has 4,000 candela and 140 lumens. And on high, it has 40,000 candela and 1,400 lumens and a runtime of 120 minutes. The high candela head has a low candela of 7,000 and a lumen rating of 110. And on high, it has a candela of 71,000 and 1,100 lumens with a 150-minute runtime. These are both with 18,650, 18,650, 180,650, whatever it is, those rechargeable batteries, the cool boy ones. It's really exciting. I'm a cloud defensive boy. I actually have 2 owls now. I just bought another one. And a rain. Anyways, Council Tool is continuing to mix up the market and dominate. They just released their camp carvers with a straight handle. It's not just any straight handle, there's a slight curve to it. And this to me is reminiscent to a lot of historic carving axes from back when people relied on carving axes. It seems like everything that Council Tool does in their premium line draws back to historic tools. For good reason. Historic tools evolved over time by people who are actually using them, and since then it seems like everybody's forgotten. Everybody but Council Tool. We have a new pack from the Hidden Woodsman, which I carried all of my stuff here in. This new pack is the Deep Woods 35-liter Ruck. It's very similar to the first Ruck that I got from the Hidden Woodsman, my first experience with them in ATAX FG. Absolutely love it. I've been using it for close to a decade now on this channel, it seems like. This one's a little bit larger. Everybody's always copying Hidden Woodsman, and they just can't do it and keep doing it because the quality is through the roof. The prices are exceptional. One thing that I will say, if you see a pack that you like and you can get it, make sure that you get it, because as a small operation, he runs usually about 1 design at a time, and when they're sold out, they're sold out. Who knows for how long? So on this one, guys, if I didn't already own a pack very similar to this from him, I would absolutely be jumping on this. This is like the ideal bushcrafter pack, and it happens to come in woodland or BDU pattern, Pencott green zone, and ATAX FG. So your bushcraft pack can also become your tactical boy pack. You will not be seen because of your pack. These things disappear. All right, now, me. I have some new apparel available from Exodus Knife and Tool, my brand, Beach and Tactical, and the Prepper's Bunker Outdoors right here. They are from Teespring. You can see them below this video on a scrolly doodle. I'll also put a link in the description box below. I'm really excited to say, I didn't even know this, I'm really excited to say that the all-over print clothing that I have, the joggers, the t-shirts, and the sweatshirt, they're polyester. The print on them is actually part of the weave, so it's not like some vinyl crap covering the materials, and they're all made in America. They're really, really nice. They're a little bit shiny, which I'd prefer that they weren't, but they're really nice. I ordered a bunch of these, and they're all wrong. The ones that I ordered, I'm glad that I ordered them all because I didn't quite design them right. They've all been fixed, so I spent a lot of money on clothing that didn't turn out right. But the ones that are out now are right. The quality is there, and I am so excited that some of the coolest products that I own are completely made in the USA, because that's so hard to find, especially for t-shirts. And we are into the meat and potatoes, the custom maker segment. Let's see, let's start out here with Black Bear Custom Kydex. He's a custom maker, makes absolutely top of the line Kydex. He is releasing a Spyderco PM2 auto deploy sheath. So if you want to put your PM2 into a sheath, you yank it out, it'll deploy the blade. He also has a locking belt, LWP, IWP, and pocket tether sheath for the PM2, among other things. Top of the line quality. And he's going to start doing custom CNC molds. So if you want to do your Kydex, or you need a mold for something, you can reach out to him and he will make a custom mold for it. It doesn't matter if you're a knife maker wanting to make your own kydex, or if you want to make something else. I heard that he's working on a metal detector mold for some company so that they can make sheaths for a metal detector. That is really, really cool. Papa Bear Knives has a lot of stuff coming. He's offering Magna Cut. He's got a bunch of Magna Cut blades about to drop, to include some Wanderlusts that I'm very excited about. He also has a new model called the Rio Chico. This is 8670 at 3/32 or 5/32 of an inch thick, so they're rather thin belt knives, which is great. I think the market needs more of that. These are going to come in at under 180 bucks for a sweet custom knife. You're getting 8670 is a fantastic steel, holds a great edge, and it's super tough. Getting one from a custom maker for under 180 bucks is a big deal. Also, if you join his Facebook group, Papa Bear Knives Bear Den, he often does raffles. So you could potentially win that $200+ knife for a $20 ticket. I think it's really cool that he's reaching out to people and helping people get custom knives relatively cheap. A lot of people have been collecting a lot of his knives from these raffles, and I think that's a cool option, a cool thing that he does for his community. Bear Forest Knives also is no stranger on this channel. He just had an article posted, a big article in the middle of the American Outdoor Guide. That's really exciting. Congratulations to doggone Bear Forest Knives. His Nitro V is rolling right along. I'm really excited to see these stainless knives and to see his designs offered in stainless. And he has a new model, the Simple 2. I have been reviewing the Simple for quite some time, and I'm about to do a full review of his Simple that will end in its destruction. So that will be a fun video. The Simple 2 is the same knife but shrunk, so you can wear it anywhere as a neck knife or anywhere else. It's going to be really easy to carry and really handy. You're definitely going to want to check it out. Old Stage Forge is doing some stuff that I'm really excited about. He has a new model called the Scamp. It's going to be a clip point EDC knife, 3/32 ADC RV2, 6 inches overall. It's a 3-finger blade. You've got a good sized handle and a fairly small blade, which makes for a very practical EDC knife that gives you a lot of control when you're out here doing non-typical EDC stuff. He also released a Ranger model. This is a Kukri / Bolo design. It's a 12-inch overall knife, but what's really exciting to me about it is it's only 1/10 of an inch thick, offered in 15N20. A steel that we don't see used too often, that is very underrated. I'm super stoked on these. They're going to be super cool. I wish we saw more full-size belt knives in thin stock thicknesses in cool, tough steels like 15N20. Tutare knives. Tutare knives. I'm sitting here running a news channel, and I didn't ask the guy how to pronounce his brand, but Tutare knives. I'm going to go with that for now. Jim, the owner, is retiring from law enforcement in the People's Republic of California. He is getting the hell out of there. Big congratulations to Jim. I hope it goes very smoothly for you. He's going to North Carolina. He's getting a bigger shop where he will be able to produce more custom knives. Been following him for a long time. His grinds look clean. His knives look beautiful. They're definitely on the tactical end of the segment, which is not usually where I spend most of my time, but I do like a good tactical knife, and they are amazing looking. He has one batch that he's coming out with before the move. He'll have Karambits, NM Tantos, and a prototype Bob Casper Tribute medium fighter. Really excited on these blades, really excited to see them finished. And Jim, I hope that your move goes smoothly. By the way, I want to add that I elaborated on his move a little bit. That's not directly from him, but it's my news channel, so I'm going to say what I want. Wachtman Knife and Tool. Titano Raptors. This is a new blade design. It will be dropping Sunday the 27th on his website. Now his website and every other website is going to be listed in the description box below. If you want to get one of these knives, make sure to jump on it. Guys, in today's climate, if you want something, you've been saving up some money for something, you see it available, get it. Because stuff is hard to keep in stock right now, I promise you. It's just getting gobbled up. It's a weird market where materials are hard to get, people are guarding their money, and yet everything is selling out. Hard to do. Next month also, he's moving to a new shop, so we're going to see a lot of things coming from Walkman Knife and Tool as he really ramps up the production process. Now, where does Walkman rank himself between a custom knife maker and a production company? I don't know. I should probably talk to him about that. Currently, I would define him as custom production. He has models, he produces them in numbers, but they're definitely handmade, made with love, and it's going to be interesting to see if he stays at custom production or if he goes to full production. Let's find out. And we're going to wrap up the custom knife segment with Diamondback Country Knives. He has some new maker's marks. Not only has he updated the old logo, but he's added a new logo, the America logo. These look amazing, and the laser detail is very nice on these knives. I think that this is really a good, it really shows how much attention to detail Bobby puts into all of these knives. I mean, Dixie, you're so distracting. Why? No, go, no. All right, yeah, he's a perfectionist. All right, let's blast right into industry news. White River Knife and Tool has Exodus Knife and Tool knives in stock. If you didn't know, Exodus Knife and Tool is my knife brand. They are produced by White River Knives. Their production is absolutely fantastic. They are better than any production company that I ever thought that I was going to get. And people are constantly trying to get them. And usually, we don't have them in stock. White River Knives has them in stock right now, which leads us into Exodus Knife and Tool, my brand. We will have some in stock at Exodus Knife and Tool as well. They're selling standard colors for the most part, and I've got some wild stuff coming in. Some custom scales, some scales from my Polish maker, Emil, who we talked about earlier, and some cool colors that we've never done before. Also, with that being said, today, the rest of my knives from our last pre-order is supposed to arrive at the house. I don't know why it hasn't yet. Maybe because UPS freaking sucks. But I am so happy to get this pre-order wrapped up, and I don't know if I'll ever do another pre-order because it's rough. It's unnecessarily stressful for everybody. All right, who we all probably want to talk about. Ontario Knife Company. Is it just me that enjoys talking about these guys? I don't know. I have always liked Ontario Knife Company and have been so disappointed with their constant quality control failures over the last 5 to 8 years, and questionable new knife models and discontinuation of good knife models. But we have good news. They have released the old Hickory outdoor folder. It looks cool. It's made in America. It's made by them out of carbon steel with brass liners and a walnut handle, coming in at an MSRP of $54.95. If they don't send me one, I'll probably buy one. It looks really cool. It looks really unique. It looks like it's a full flat grind. It looks in their production to be, in their own photos, to be very well done. Whether or not it ends up that way, we'll find out. Anyways, it's supposed to be 56 to 58 HRC, blade length of 2.9 inches. I hope that they can do this right. Ontario, stop advertising carbon steel. If you don't know, Ontario has switched their high carbon steel recently a good little bit. They've done some 1095, they did 5160, they did 1075. When I had a problem with them recently and asked for review purposes what steel my particular knife was in, they had no idea and told me that they had no way that they could find out. That doesn't work, guys. This is 2021. In the 80s, you could get away with mystery steel. In the 90s, you could probably get away with mystery steel. In Scandinavia, if you're making axes, you can get away with mystery steel, but it's 2021 and people want to know what steel their knife is made out of, even if it doesn't frickin' matter. So don't say high carbon steel so that you can just change the steel sometime down the road and not tell anybody because it's still high carbon. And don't change it, well, I would say don't change it to 420HC, but actually I guess I don't care. I don't think it would be the best move, but it might still be a cool knife, especially for the price, so. All right, we have news from Hogue Knives. They are moving to a new facility. A lot of people are upscaling right now because demand is absolutely through the roof. They are going to be focusing mostly on Hogue Knives for this new facility. They're going to have new Polydecas, SIG AXGs, I don't know what that is, and new ballistas. I'm guessing that's their out the front knives. I don't know anything about any of that. What I will say about the Deca, when the Deca came out, I believe it was their second knife with the Able Lock. I'm absolutely a fan of how they've done the Able Lock. I held a Deca before it had been released or even teased from one of the guys at Blade Show. I absolutely love the knife. I don't know why I don't own one. And the idea of them offering a lighter and cheaper version with a Grivery scale or plastic or whatever is really, really appealing to me. And these are going to be in Magna Cut. Ugh, that's so cool. Why don't I own one? They even have them with a black blade and an FDE handle. In Magna Cut! Dang it, that's cool. So, they're going to have more of them, and I'm going to bug them to send me one to review for you because I want one really bad. Really bad. And let's wrap this up with Knife Center. Knife Center is a huge knife selling company online. If you're watching this, you probably know that already. For the month of February, they had a bunch of special edition knives released, most of which are still available. The K-Bar BK40 D2 looks like an absolutely fantastic folder. I'm super bummed it's made in China. At least the price is right. It looks ultra practical. It's got that classic Becker profile. I know sometimes what Becker does, or K-Bar or whatever, is they release these designs in, you know, made in China, made overseas, and then eventually they'll make it in the USA with certain things like the Remora. Now, being that this is a Knife Center exclusive, I don't know if that will happen, but I really hope it does because it looks like a cool design. We Knife has a Ben Peterson Bantam. So this little knife is pretty cool. It comes with purple G10 scales, which is a color we don't see very often. CPM 20 CV. I'm under the impression that We Knife has excellent quality. It's a Chinese-made blade, but from a company that really takes pride in their quality. Don't know a whole lot other than that. Looks like a really cool design, though. We have the CRKT 7190 D2 Richard Rogers Symmetry Slip Joint Front Flipper. It's a whole heck of a name, guys. However, what I will say, really cool to have a slip joint that's a top flipper. It's a really neat concept. I don't really like the colors. I don't know that I love the aesthetic of the thing overall, but what a cool idea. And let's wrap this up. They have a new exclusive line of knives from Demco, the AD 20.5 and K110. That is the Böhler Udelholm, whatever, from Germany, equivalent of D2, a knife steel that I have been using more and more and more recently that I really like. I got to handle Demco knives for the first time at the last Blade Show, and I was in early for my media pass or something, and I was looking at all of his knives, and I was really thinking about buying one. The counter was full of them. They were all customs. I could probably afford one of them, and I was like, man, I'm really not here to buy a knife. It was really tempting. I was really impressed with the Shark Lock. It's really, really freaking cool. So I was thinking about it, going back and forth, and they opened up the doors, and I was somewhere else. But right after they opened up the doors, I walked over to their booth there, and there was a line of like 600 people. And then like I turned around and I looked back, and all the knives were gone. The display was filled, and then they were gone. Should have got one. They were sick. Anyways, so these knives have a Grivery or polymer handle scale, a really sick lock. I'm not necessarily super in love with the shark foot blade profile. It's just not really my thing, but that knife in the clip point looks absolutely sick. Probably right in the sweet spot for the perfect folder in good materials at the perfect price. Maybe even with the perfect lock. Can't say I haven't used one, but I haven't used one like in the woods, but I will say from playing with one at Blade Show, I was absolutely a fan. All right, Ron, that wraps us up here. Back to you. I'm Ron Maroon. Thank you for watching February's Knife News Update. To be featured in or to sponsor a future episode of the Knife News Update, email thepreppersbunkeroutdoors@gmail.com. We will be talking to you in the comments section below.